France has issued a warning over the UK's Brexit talks with the EU, which have reached an impasse, saying deep differences remain. French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian said talks between Britain and Brussels, which have resumed following an interruption caused by the coronavirus crisis, were not going well. Mr. Le Drian said, "The resumption of the talks is going badly, deep differences remain." The UK finally unshackled itself from the EU on January 31, but the main terms of its membership remain in place during a transition period until the end of this year, allowing it time to negotiate a new free trade deal with the bloc. The warning comes after it emerged Prime Minister Boris Johnson will fly to Brussels to resume Brexit talks with the EU as trade negotiations judder to a halt. The Prime Minister will fly into the Belgian city with Britain's chief negotiator David Frost to meet the presidents of the European Commission and Council to break the deadlock, reports in The Times say. Talks on a new pact to cover everything from trade to fisheries to security from 2021 have reached an impasse before a key deadline at the end of June, when the bloc and London are to assess their progress. Fisheries have been one of the key stumbling blocks in talks on a new partnership between the EU and Britain, which left the bloc earlier this year and is now in a status quo transition until end 2020 to allow for talks on a new deal. Fishing is politically sensitive for France, and the 27-nation bloc says it would not seal a new trade deal with Britain without a stable agreement. Britain wants to ensure it is free from the much-hated common fisheries policy after the transition period, saying it would become an independent coastal state and wants to be in control of its waters and fish. But the EU has so far sought to keep the status quo, a demand an official with the bloc described as a maximalist starting point of negotiations. With fundamental differences between the bloc and London, negotiators have struggled to make headway in video conferencing mode amidst coronavirus lockdowns barring physical meetings.